In this video, we will demonstrate how to modify the source code to mark strings for translation. We will use the Qt Quick application located in Translation Section 2. If we run this application, we can see it contains some text in English. During this course, we will modify the application so that it can be used in Finnish and French too. The 3 buttons in the footer of the application will be used to change the language at runtime. For now, if we click on one of these buttons, nothing happens. The application has a title which we will need to translate. In the center of the UI, we have a group box with 2 checkboxes. The number of checkboxes checked is displayed in a translatable string. Lastly, we have a button to quit the application. This button's text will also be translated. For now, let's click on this button to quit the application and let's open our main.qml file. In this file, we define the UI for this application. We will modify it to mark the strings for translation. In this example, we will use the qsTr function to mark our strings. Another approach would have been to use qsTr_id, but since the code source is quite simple, we do not need to think of identifiers to organize our strings and translations. For C++ code, the tr function would be used, as we will see in another video. First, let's mark the label of the buttons for translation. So, in the lang property of the list element components, we replace English by qsTr English, Finnish by qsTr Finnish, and French by qsTr French. Then, we want to mark the strings of the checkboxes for translation. We can see that for now their text is defined with a concatenation of a string and an integer. The integer parameter is one of the properties defined in the root component. Using concatenation in this case is not recommended. We should use the arg function instead, even if we do not want to mark the string for translation. So, let's modify the first string using the arg function. We will write choice%1. We enclose this string in a qsTr call to mark it for translation. Lastly, we add the call to arg, and we pass the root property as an argument. With this code, %1 will be replaced with the parameter passed in arg at runtime. Since %1 can be placed anywhere in the string marked for translation, we will still be able to use the argument even if the order of words changes in other languages. We will write similar code for the text of the second checkbox. Next, we need to modify the code for the title of the group box to mark it for translation. Since the displayed text will depend on the number of checkboxes checked, we need to ensure this string can handle singular and plural forms. So instead of using a concatenation between some text and the number of checkboxes checked returned by count checked, we will use %n in the string. So, we will write qsTr%n choices selected. Then we will pass the number of checkboxes checked as the third argument of qsTr. The second argument is a disambiguation string that we do not need here. The value passed as third argument will replace %n at runtime. Depending on the value, a different string can be used, based on the plural rules of the translation language. Finally, we just need to mark the string for our quit button and for the title of our window. The word quit can have different meanings. It can mean to resign, leave, or give up. Therefore, we should inform the translator what we mean when using the word quit here. To do that, we will pass a disambiguation string as a second argument of the qsTr function. First, we include quit into a qsTr call. Then we add close the application, not resign, as the second argument of qsTr. With that information, the translator will know what quit means here and be able to choose the appropriate translation. Similarly, translations can have different meanings. First, we mark the string translations with qsTr. We will add comments to give more context to the translation. To add comments for the translator, we need to use the syntax // ::::. So we add comments to explain what we mean by translations in this context. It is also possible to add optional extra information with the // tilde syntax. The first word is a keyword used in the .ts file. We will use the keyword context. Then we can write our extra comment. Contrary to the main comments, extra comments are available in the .ts files, but not in qtLinguist, as we will see in the next video. All our strings in the source code have now been marked for translations, and we can save our main.qml. Thank you for watching.